I want to talk about the importance of values to help you overcome wherever you're at in your life, to help you get clear to move forward, to help you to plot a better future. Hey guys, Matt Tait here from Fork in the Road, your channel for transformation. I'm back here doing some videos again after a few months off, and I got a fantastic topic for you today. Values. So the whole point of values, why are they important? Well, because they give you the roadmap to your own soul. So there's one thing I've really picked up as I've done a lot of sessions with clients with values work, and that is figuring out what's important to the person really shows them why they have got the results they've got in their life, and then B, it shows them the things that they want. Maybe they need to plan a few different activities, put a few different things into the mix to get them to move forward. The thing I wanted to write on the board underneath values is talk about 3 things in values. 3. The first thing I write on the board here, and that is now. What are the values that have been driving you up until now, to this point? When you look back on your life and you reflect back on all of the things that have happened to you, when did your energy go up? When did your energy go down? When did you move towards something? When did you move away from something? When were you inspired? When were you deflated? Just tapping into that will give you a clue on the values that were driving you, either towards the thing or away from the thing. And as you get to know the values that are in you now up until this point, you get a whole list of words that explain why you have been acting the way you behave. Why have you actually lifted in energy, right? And it's about getting to know yourself. If you read some of Steve Andreas's books, he talks about for example, transforming yourself, self-esteem being you living to your values. And the opposite of self-esteem, let's say self-loathing, is you living to the opposite of your values, right? So if you can understand that, living to your values and every day acting out things, planning out things in your day that fulfill your values, you'll feel good about yourself. It's just a natural thing. So that's the now factor. That's number 1. Number 2 is what you ideally want, right? This is the interesting thing. So we'll call it future. The values of your future self. Very interesting concept. Now, what happens is sometimes we can start talking about what's important to us, but I've got to be very careful in a coaching session that we don't slip into the ideal over here. Because if we go from the now to the ideal, we don't capture what's been driving you now. Because the important thing is if we start getting into, but I want to be more authentic, or I want to be autonomous, or there'll be words that you say that don't reflect how you've been behaving in the past, or how your energy has lifted, or how your energy has dropped. So there's a couple of specific techniques we use in NLP, in coaching, in mindset, to help you get the now part right. And then of course we can jump into what you want instead in your goals, right? That's the classic coachy question. What do you want instead? And so you've got the now values, then you've got what you want in your goals. And here's the third piece. There's a gap. You'll often find that there is the now values. I remember when I first did my values with Rick Schnabel, my mentor, he talked about the values, the values I listed out of myself, what he did was growth, connection, and respect. Now, was I living to those things? Sometimes yes, and I'd always feel good about myself if I was. And sometimes no. We make all sorts of compromises and deals to hold on to one of the values, right? So there was the now values, And then the future, well, what did I want instead? Did I want something else? Did something else need to come into my world to allow me to move forward, right? So this is where you've got your now values and you've got your future values. And you'll often, oh, I've got this thing I want to do. Well, hang on a minute, there's a few values missing over here. And it'll become really obvious. So why are we talking about this? It's a roadmap to navigate to what you want instead. What are we talking about? Your values are going to help you navigate the gap. How are we going to do it? Know your values now, up until this point. Come up with some goals that might need some future values we need to work towards, and then plug the gap, the missing pieces, with actions, with activities, with planning things that will fulfill those values. I think it's amazing. Values is a roadmap to a better future. It's a roadmap to your own motivation. It's a roadmap to avoiding demotivation. It's a roadmap to planning the actions of your everyday. It's a roadmap to resolving inner conflict inside yourself, the parts of you that don't align. Values work will help you overcome the difficult things and move yourself forward. So that's my little lesson for today. Understand the values that you have now, come up with some goals for the future, and understand the gaps as to what you can do to move yourself forward. This is Matthew Tait, Fork in the Road. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear what you got to say. I'd love to hear how values are helping you in your life. If you don't know how, we'll do a bunch more videos to help you to move forward. What's important to you? That's the question. What is important to you in the context of the different situations in your life? I'll talk to you next time. This is Matt Tait, signing out. I'll see you in the next video.